The explosion should have killed her. Commander Sarah Chen remembered the moment with crystalline clarity. The Vrakthian cub, no more than 3 solar cycles old, stumbling into the minefield. The diplomatic summit on Theta 7 had been humanity's first real chance at peace with the apex predators of the Outer Rim. One wrong step, one dead child in a century of war would ignite. She hadn't thought. She'd just moved. Now consciousness returned slowly, accompanied by the metallic tang of Bacta solution and the low thrum of what could only be described as ceremonial drums. Sarah's eyes opened to a vaulted ceiling carved from obsidian, inlaid with veins of luminescent crystal that pulsed like a heartbeat. "The Savior awakens," a gravelly voice announced. Sarah turned her head, carefully, because every nerve ending screamed protest, and found herself surrounded by Vrakthian warriors. 7 feet tall, scales the color of gunmetal, eyes like molten gold. Each bore the ceremonial sash of the Royal Guard. They stood at attention, weapons lowered in what she recognized as a gesture of profound respect. "What?" Sarah's voice cracked. "What happened?" "You preserved the bloodline," said the warrior closest to her, his sash marked with the sigils of a high commander. "You shielded Prince Ketvar with your own body. The blast that should have scattered him across the rocks took you instead." Memory flickered. The mind triggering. Her body wrapping around something small and warm. The world turning white. "The cub? The prince lives because of you." The high commander's teeth, rows of them, showed in what might have been a smile. A human threw herself upon certain death to save a Vrakthian royal. This has never occurred in 15,000 years of our recorded history. Sarah tried to sit up. Mistake. Pain lanced through her left side, and she gasped. "The physicians say you will heal," the warrior continued. 70% burns, shattered ribs, collapsed lung. Your species' fragility is legendary, yet somehow you survived. His golden eyes narrowed with something like wonder. The matriarch has declared it an act of the divine wind. I'm not divine. I'm just... Sarah paused. What was she? A soldier who'd acted on instinct? I just did what anyone would do. No. The word came from the chamber entrance, delivered in a voice that made every warrior snap to even stricter attention. You did what no one else could do. The Vrakthian who entered was smaller than the warriors, but her presence filled the room like gravity. Her scales were deep crimson, marked with the silver patterns of advanced age. A crown of polished bone rested on her elongated skull. Matriarch, Sarah breathed, recognizing the leader of the Vrakthian sovereignty. You saved my grandson. The matriarch approached the medical platform where Sarah lay. By our eldest law, the debt of blood is now written. You are owed a life price beyond measure. Sarah's stomach sank. She knew enough about Vrakthian culture to understand where this was going. No, she said quickly. No, I don't want... The council has spoken. The clans have ratified it. You are hereby named Regent Mother to Prince Ketvar, Guardian of the Eastern Reaches and Shield of the Sovereign House. The matriarch's expression was unreadable. In our tongue, Thekvara, Mother of Claws. I can't, Sarah protested, panic rising in her chest. The uninjured part, at least. I'm human. I don't know your ways. You know the most important way. The matriarch leaned closer, and Sarah saw something unexpected in those alien eyes. Desperate hope. You know how to value life above conflict. You know how to see a child, not an enemy. She paused. My people have been warriors for 100 centuries. We have conquered 12 sectors. We have never known defeat, her voice dropped. And we are dying because of it. Sarah blinked. What? Birth rates decline each generation. We have optimized ourselves for war so completely that we have forgotten how to nurture, how to protect the weak. The matriarch's claws clicked together, a gesture of profound distress. You, a member of a species we considered soft, you did in one moment what my entire civilization has forgotten. You chose preservation over pride. So you want me to? What? Teach you to be less warlike? We want you to teach us to survive, the matriarch said simply. Accept the throne. Guide my grandson. Show us what your kind knows that we have lost. Sarah looked around the chamber at the assembled warriors, these perfect killing machines who had terrorized half the galaxy. She saw their rigid postures, their ceremonial perfection, their absolute discipline, and suddenly she understood. They were so strong they had become brittle. If I do this, Sarah said slowly, things will change. I won't just be a figurehead. We do not honor figureheads. The matriarch's teeth showed fully now, a true smile. We honor strength. And you, Sarah Chen, have shown more strength than entire fleets. She extended one clawed hand. Will you accept? Sarah thought of the cub, the prince, stumbling toward danger. She thought of how small and scared he'd felt in that half-second before the blast. She thought of humanity's long, bloody history, and how every peace had started with someone choosing mercy over vengeance. She took the matriarch's hand. The scales were warm. I accept, Sarah said, but we do this my way. Then let it be known, the matriarch declared, her voice carrying through the chamber and beyond, broadcast through systems Sarah couldn't see, that humanity has claimed the Eastern throne. Let the clans adjust. Let the Empire learn. She squeezed Sarah's hand gently, mindful of her fragility. Let us become worthy of the sacrifice made for us. Sarah closed her eyes and wondered what she'd just agreed to. But when she opened them again and saw the hope in those alien faces, the desperate yearning of a species trying to remember how to be more than weapons, she knew she'd made the only choice she could. After all, she'd already thrown herself on one bomb. What was a civilization compared to that?